Hands tell a story.
Gotcha, gotcha. So we're back. One thing that I found interesting was your adornment, because it looks, you know, you have looks like a little bit of an Indian type, and then I'm noticing the coins that has more of an Egyptian. So you, in your dance, it seems like you mix.
I mix up all different types of the coins and the belts are like relative to the tribes, the tribal and the families. When you see a dancer with the beautiful glass beads, that's kind of like American cabaret.
Gotcha. Now you've been dancing for approximately how long?
I started in 1974, 75 out in Compton and at Luders Park, and my first teacher was a black lady named June Jones or June Johnson. I wish I could find her.
Great.
And I've been dancing off and on ever since. I started teaching at my home in Compton in 1980, and then I always danced, but then I started working in the oil refinery, and then I had to stop for a while. Then I started back to teaching in 2000.
So she's homegrown, everybody. She's
yes,
one of our homegirls.
I'm a homie.
Okay, now, how, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I'll be 61 in July.
All right. Right, that is good because we have a lot of people, and this is what I thought was great. This goes, age-wise. There's no limit to how young, how old with dancing, race, ethnic. It just doesn't. It's just celebration and
it's celebration. The dance itself is celebrating happiness, and it's celebrating women, and it's not exclusive to size, because the dance came from matron and full-figured women.
Now, one thing you did touch on, which would be great for some of our older listeners, is that it helps you. You were telling me before with some arthritis and bruise.
I have bursitis in my shoulders. Any of the undulations in the first set is good for the shoulders. When you have the pain in your shoulders and necks, these undulations and hand movements helps arthritis for your fingers, your wrists, and especially in the shoulders. If you do this in the mornings, because you have to oil your joints, just like you oil a car.
Sure.
You need to move. And I, with my classes, I try to lead by example that with my age, if I can dance, then anybody can get up and dance, because it's not limited to age, and it's not limited to size. And our black sisters should re-embrace and get familiarized with this dance that's part of their culture. And you don't have to be a certain size and certain weight.
Yeah, and it's so fluid. I was watching it, and everything just seems to flow. And it does seem, I guess you can't help but have some type of a central.
Well, it's our foremothers balanced trays and bowls, and we walk. This is just a natural thing for us to walk like that, with the sway of the hips. And I try to instill in my students. That's why I have a lot of women of my age. Is because it's not limited to age, and we should celebrate our bodies and not be ashamed of them.
Sure.
And you can, if you don't exercise, you will be static. You'll be static with no flow in your body. And so the movements, especially my slow movements, my undulations, are because I myself have arthritis. And so I use this to warm my own body up. And so I emphasize this a lot, especially if you have stiffness in your shoulders, to bring your arms back and back of your head.
And as you get older, it's surprising what you're not using, because I attended one of your classes, and we were doing the arm movements, and afterwards I felt the soreness, and I thought,
those muscles are not familiar with it.
Yeah,
so I teach you how to use muscles that you don't think are there, but you'll feel them. And the hand movements are very good for.
So it's good for the cardio, of course, and I felt really good after trying to simulate what you were doing.
You did great for your first time.
What you're doing, and you're going to try.
It comes natural to us.
Okay.
And you did great for your first time. I saw you. I was watching you.
So we're going to once again have you show us some more of Miss Ravenmoon's fancy steps, and then I'm going to try to get a few moves from you and see if I can keep up, which is quite a challenge. Now the next piece is a little faster, a little livelier.
Drum solos, and you'll hear different beats, different tempos, and you'll see me dance different tempos. So that's